Plenty of hype for the Starr County Super Bowl on Friday. Roma at Rio Grande City. First play of the game for Roma. Ramon Espinoza fumbles it, and Rio Grande City comes up with it. Casimiro Olivares, the big running back for the Rattlers, had a huge game. Rio Grande City was up 14-13 at half, but Ramon Espinoza made up for that turnover. What a workhorse. 257 yards, 3 touchdowns. Roma is now 5-0 for the first time in the school history. They win it 19-14, but his coach says not much time to savor a rivalry win.
I'm ecstatic, man. Just to go 1-0 in district right now, and to start it this way is huge for our program. But now it's on to focus on Edinburg Vela as of right now. We're gonna celebrate for about 15-20 minutes, but then we got to go back to work.
Yeah, everybody's going to be focusing on Edinburg Vela for the next several weeks because of what they saw from Vela in this past week's game at home against Sharyland. It was supposed to be a coronation of sorts for the SaberCats. At stake for the Rattlers was their 25-game district win streak, and Seth Carter was not about to let that go down easily. 20 carries, 270 yards, 3 touchdowns. He was also 13 of 23 for 240 yards and 3 more scores. Fabian Pedraza equaling him through the air. This touchdown pass to Eddie Money Luna, 26 of 36, 347 yards and 3 touchdowns. But at the 1-yard line, with seconds to go in the game, Vela causes the fumble, and they end up winning the game by 1 point. Yeah, 1-point win for Vela. Joe, what an incredible game for the second straight year.
Well, we talk about teams that finally find that way to beat that team that has the mystique factor over them. Congratulations, Vela. Mission accomplished. Yeah,
Sharyland obviously wasn't about to let that district win streak go down. People talk about this team, Andrew, and say, they're maybe not as good as they've been in the past due to the split with Pioneer, but this goes to show that they can still win when they need to, or at least come close.
Yeah, I think so. I think that I think they're just as good as they have been, and I mean, yes, that was a good game, but Vela's a good team as well. Vela's been good all year, but I think Sharyland is just as good as they have been in the past. So.
And in that district, we're going to have some great games this week. Let's go ahead and make our picks. As a matter of fact, it is 5-0 Edinburg Vela at 5-0 Roma. We're going to Gladiator Arena for this one. Last year in this game, Vela rolled 49-10. This year, I think everybody thinks it'll be a little bit different. Let's go ahead and make our picks on this one. Andrew, let's start with you. Edinburg Vela at Roma, battle of undefeateds. Who do you have winning?
I'm going to stick with Vela. Roma is good. Their defense has been pretty good this season, but I'm going to keep with Vela. So.
Vela's got tons and tons of weapons, Joe. Who do you have winning this one?
Because they have all of their weapons, I'm going to say Vela. But if Roma wins this football game, then circle them, fans, because that's a team that can go deep in the playoffs, and I'm talking to get to round 4 type of win, if they can shut this offense down.
I'm going with Roma, and, part of this is because, yes, I picked Roma to win the district beforehand, and if they want to win the district, this is it right here. But I do believe in what Roma does. They control the clock, they've got the running game, they get first downs, and their defense is stellar. Can they stop all of Vela's weapons? Because Vela has a lot. Robert Guerra, Michael Argeas, Fabian Pedraza at quarterback. I've still got Roma winning that one. And believe it or not, there's another great game in this same district this week, because Mission Veterans, coming off a bye, now takes on a Sharyland team that thinks that they should have won, and who's going to give them an argument that they shouldn't have won this past game without that fumble in the end zone. So now Diego Hernandez taking his passing offense against Sharyland, that game at Thompson Stadium. Andrew, your thoughts? Who's going to win that game?
I still have Sharyland. I think Sharyland's going to win that game. They still feel like they should have won against Vela. They feel like they gave that game away. So I'm going to stick with Sharyland, and I feel like they win this week.
All right, your thoughts, Joe?
Fireworks galore in this game, but because Vela beats Sharyland, Mission Vets players are going to say, hey, they can be beaten, and they're not going to make those mistakes they've made the last couple of years. Mission Vets wins, maybe big.
The receivers for Mission Veterans, whether you're talking about De Leon or whether you're talking about Tovar or any of them, Diego Rodriguez has the insane amount. Diego Hernandez, I'm sorry, has an insane amount of weapons. I've got Mission Veterans winning this game as well. As long as as we're talking versus Mission, let's stay in Mission and talk about the Pioneer Diamondbacks, who won a game by a score I have never seen before in high school football. Final score 6-4 as Pioneer beats Valley View this past week. J.R. Lopez with the touchdown catch right here. And folks, you're looking at the only touchdown of the game. You got to watch Pioneer, Andrew. Talk to me about the Diamondbacks. What makes them tough? Why are they 5-0 right now in only the second year as a varsity program?
Well, I just think it's what Coach Wheeler is doing with that program. They believe in him. He believes in them, and I feel like the team believes in what they're doing, and that defense is pretty good. I mean, I've seen them a few times, and it's just a belief thing. I think the coach believes in the team, and they believe what they can do. So
yeah, I think it is a belief thing, and those were two very strong defenses going at it there on Friday night in Farr. We are coming right back on Friday Sports Extra. We're going to talk about District 32-5A, and we're going to talk about the Mercedes Tigers as they get ready to take on a tough team, and how are they looking going into district play. But next, how about Ed Couch Elsa taking on a Porter team that is a winning team? We'll talk about that coming up next.